Hello everybody. How are you all doing this fine evening? I see there's a very complicated Zulu greeting there from Lance Pickett. Sourborn to you as well, and everybody else. And so there you go. There you go. No sound. Oh no, they're lying. They're lying. What do you mean no sound?
They noticed the tab was muted. It's their fault.
Okay. You see, I am on the ball. I am responsive. I am paranoid. I am used to losing audio. So there we go. There we go. All right. So this is my pledge to you from me and from me to you is we will use let me rephrase that. We will work with Laura Bones to create some emotes for the Twitch channel, as they seem to be requested quite frequently. So Miss Bones will be placed in charge of that. She'll be our official emote goblin moving forward.
And Laura, thank you for complimenting my map.
There you go. There you go. A lot of people said it was good. And it's always lovely when players do get involved in that. So is everybody ready for this evening?
Let's do this.
Should I start by saying on Sunday I nearly killed my other group? Although, let me rephrase. I didn't kill anybody. It was not my fault that a tower dropped on one of the characters. I had nothing to do with it. If you want to know more about that, I share that story next week, Friday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Can we skip that right now?
Yeah. Let's not talk about towers dropping on people. And the reason why I raised it is because they were also investigating a lighthouse, which is very interesting. And something that you discover when you go, okay, well, I did a map for them. Now I'm going to do a map for you guys. Lighthouses look very much the same. So if the maps look similar, they're not. I swear I didn't copy, duplicate, and just reload. But the lighthouse is a round tower with stairs going out the middle of it. It's like, well, what do you want me to do, folks? So there we go. Glad to see everybody's here. Obviously, I'm in a good mood. That's why I'm talking so much. Let's get on with this bloody show. So how did we depart last time? I'm going to institute something that I haven't done in quite some time, but I think it should be a quite a fun thing. Let's see. Shifty, where were we last time? What happened last week? Spot quiz.
Previously on From the Shadows Borne.
Oh, he already scores 3 points for his opening statement.
When last we left already.
Last time we caused some ruckus in the city, and then one by one we were brought to the regent, some important guy in Pythius. And in a Circle of Truth, we were debriefed on 2 attacks by a Kraken, and we were, what's the word? Hired? Yeah. We were hired to bring the Kraken down.
There you go. That's it. That's perfect. You get an extra 150 experience points.
And Demas wouldn't let me pet Raj.
Yeah, that's true too. But he had good cause for that. And so, on that note, you are escorted out of Lord Venetaris's chambers and taken to the docks. Yes?
Wait a second.
Yeah, you forgot
The last
to let me
thing we
say.
heard.
You forgot to let me say, and now the conclusion.
I apologize. Minus 150 experience points from me. Yes, Mirren?
Well, the last thing we heard is that Raj's companion was in
Prison.
the lockup.
That's right. Okay, so we won't skip to the harbour then. We will return to the scene. Yes, Lord Venetaris is standing before you. The Truth Circle is still
That's
in
his name.
operations. That's right. Venetaris is
Don't forget our
standing
hats.
in front of you. And you have new hats. That's
They're
right.
still wearing hats, and they're
You
adorable.
have new hats. Absolutely.
I'm still a hat with blue legs.
Okay, I've got the chat open. Yes, so he has just told you that Zill is currently In prison. He doesn't seem to be joking.
May I visit him and find out what happened?
I have no reason for you not to visit him, although I should warn you that your reputation might be slightly sullied by visiting him. He has been branded a disturber of the peace.
I understand. I'm willing to take that risk.
What did he do?
He believes that this beast that's attacking the ships out at sea is part of a greater prophecy. And he's been espousing the fact that the prophecy is coming true, and has basically been trying to rally everyone to his cause. It's rather a sad thing. We've had the local experts weigh in on the prophecy, and one paragraph is hardly worth inciting a nation to go to war over.
Who would he go to war against?
The monk seems to be quite obsessed with the notion that unless we immediately entreat Definii to send us the original prophecy, the world will come to an end.
But I like this world.
You see what problems a simple prophecy can cause. Now someone such as yourself is concerned over something that has absolutely no meaning.
I partly keep myself to blame for not keeping a better eye on him. That is why I would wish to see him as soon as possible.
I will make the arrangements. Will the rest of you be travelling too with our feline companion here to the prisons, or will you be heading directly to your ship?
We're going to be leaving now.
Unless you intend on allowing more ships and sailors to die, you are...
Yeah,
I've got,
we're gonna leave it now.
I have an idea.
I've got business yet.
You do?
Yeah.
How long will your business take?
Well, I have to get more supplies in the morning. I have to post 2 letters. That's about it.
What time is it now?
Now, it is somewhere along the lines of, let's say, it's in the evening. I remember that much. Because
I haven't had dinner.
That's right. So it's about 7:30 p.m.
I
Let
haven't
us
either.
take care of our business and regroup in the morning. Is that
Very
acceptable?
well. Well, since you are the only ones who know how to fight this thing, it is in your hands.
I have an idea.
Yes.
We should form a pack. You know, when hunting large prey, large packs do better. That's why killer whales hunt in packs. So we should get all the sailors to accompany us on our hunt.
I want to know
No.
more about this creature first. If you feel that you need more, then you can requisition more once you have brought some sort of solid evidence that your plan will work. Otherwise, I'm not prepared to risk the lives of more sailors and more ships in this endeavour.
Yeah,
Are
he's
they
giving
your
us a lot of
ships?
money. We should really go with this, I think.
Well, let me put it this way. 10,000 gold pieces is a worthy prize. However, I calculate the odds of actually collecting it are about 1,658.5 to 1.
Those are
Now-
good chances.
Every time
Yeah.
she talks, I kind of glass over.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. Step outside the circle real quick.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm a little hesitant to go on this trip with such grave danger. However, if all my companions agree, and we should take Zil with us, isn't he a healer?
He is a monk. He is a very studious man.
You know this
But
man?
yes, yes, he is the reason why I am here in the city.
No, I mean Mirren.
What?
You know this man?
I heard his name, and I heard he was some kind of priest.
Oh,
So I'm wondering, does he have healing capabilities? Because it would be nice to have another healer along.
You know, in the past, Zil has had healing magic.
He does have limited, being from the circle of life, he does have some capabilities, although they tend not to use them on themselves, but they may be willing to share with us.
Okay, well, I'll go down with you and meet him.
All right, I would not want to keep you from your dinner, but I would appreciate the company.
Once you are ready to depart, Captain Bant will take you to your ship.
what do you say, Demas? Should we accompany them?
If you want, yeah. I mean, we should probably work out getting a place to sleep for the night, too, if we're heading out in the morning.
Is there some place where we can sleep, good sir?
There is always the ship.
See, there's the ship.
Yeah, let's go to the ship. I like that idea.
Very well. Captain Bant will escort you to the ship, and then he will come back in the morning for you, my lady, and for yourself, Tabaxi, if you are not going to join the ship.
I can join them once I take care of Zil.
Very well. Good luck. He dismisses you, and you are escorted out by Captain Bant, who's a gruff-looking individual. It is my duty to take you to the vessel and to escort you to the prison. Yes?
The moment we step out of the circle of truth, I'd like to look at Demas and say, "You are red." Yes, it works again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not red. That's a good point.
Right. To the ship. The ship can be found at dock number 8. You can't miss her. She's a very sleek sloop. You shouldn't have any troubles with her.
What's the name of the ship?
That's your prerogative. I've been told by Lord Venetaris that the ship is yours. As per tradition here in Pythios, once ownership is transferred, the name must be transferred as well.
Ooh, then I have to buy a bottle of wine, too.
Buy a wine.
It's an old custom.
I always
Never
think it's good luck.
Right. Nonetheless, you'll find her there. She has a certain width about her. She's slightly wider than most sloops, but that gives her more stability in shallow waters. So, yes, a red hull. Can't go wrong. I will take you to the prisoner.
Thank you.
And then I am collecting you in the morning, madam, from the...
Oh, I'll be at the dock.
Very well. In which case then, and he points to a young corporal, the corporal will show you all out of the main castle of the city. I will refresh your memories as to the layout of the city in case you want to go anywhere specifically. And there it is there. Map courtesy of Waterbow City Generator, just for those of you who are watching.
Absolutely love that map generator. I've used it so many times.
He's it's good. So the rest of you disappear off to the ships and to go and have your cartography dinner. And Raj, you are taken down into the dungeons. It's quite dark. There are a few torches that gutter and splutter in this very, very quite a thick atmosphere down here, very, very damp, and the aroma of mold and decay is quite strong as well. A cell is presented to you, and sitting defiantly on what passes as a wooden pallet is Zill. He is frantically writing, it looks like some kind of letter. He looks up, and the moment he sees you, he throws the quill down and rushes over to the bars. "If I live and breathe, I knew you'd be back. Oh, Raj, well, you have to tell me all about it." He sort of looks around. "Where's young Alexei?"
He is looking after Kinbar.
Right. Yes.
And tell me, how did you end up in this predicament? This is more important.
I thought that the Lord, well, I know that the Circle of Death has more on the prophecy here, and I asked to see it, and they refuse. And so I asked to see it again, and they refused, until eventually I thought, well, I suppose the very best thing to do would be to take matters into my own hands, as it were, and so I may have spoken to some individuals at a pub. You see, I have actually made quite a lot of money in scribe work since you've been gone. So I had a few coin, and I offered these individuals some coin to go and obtain a copy for me. Unfortunately, that didn't go down so well, as apparently they went directly to the authorities and reported that I had hired them to commit a crime. And then when the authorities arrived, I tried to explain to them the entire situation with the prophecy, and demanding that the Lord Venetarius, or whatever the hell his name is, that he sends a letter to Defini demanding the prophecy, because I am convinced. You must know there have been so many ships sunk out at sea. If that isn't ships being led astray by a star and then sailors washing up from on an afar shore, I don't know what is, to be perfectly frank with you.
All right, tell me this then. What does the prophecy say about this large creature who is destroying ships in the ocean?
Well, sadly, it doesn't say very much about that. The first paragraph: when the jewel of the southern shore, lured by the light of the star, washes upon sands afar, will open life's very maw. I can only assume the Kraken is life's maw. What greater predator is there other than the Kraken? And that would certainly seem to fit, that it is consuming everything in the ocean.
All right, well, I would like to bring you with me out of this place.
Oh.
It may be difficult. You have caused quite a bit of trouble, but I have been asked to go find out more information, and I have found new companions to help me to do that. This beautiful elven woman next to me is Mirin, is one of them.
Did everyone go down to find Zill? I thought it was just
No,
you.
just me.
Oh, it's just
me.
you, Mirin. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Apologies.
Yes. But I need to know that you can follow my orders moving forward.
I think I certainly have. Haven't I? You said earn coin. I earn coin. But
well, in that you did well, but it's the extra things that got you into this predicament you are in now.
That's true. But Raj, you must understand, surely. There is no... if this prophecy is true, and I firmly believe it is true, I believe you are the jewel of the southern shore. the prophecy was written to portend the end of all existence. It's not just a bad day for somebody. It is a significant termination of all that is.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Yes.
I do not think there is enough evidence yet to point to myself, although I am curious. But in the meantime, we can take care of matters more pressing, like the lives of many sailors who have been
Yes, that's
taken by
true.
this Kraken.
If only we could get what the Circle of Death has. I'm sure that what's his name? The abbot here. He is a rather unfortunate man.
I could speak with the abbot. I did a very good with Abbot Demlock.
Demlock, that's it is. The one.
I did provide the best service that I could for Demlock. Unfortunately, I was unable to retrieve his artifact, but I did discover a traitor in him.
Wait, what artifact?
I was asked to go to retrieve this artifact from the Centaur priestess. Unfortunately,
Do you know what it did?
I do not know. I do not know what this artifact was for. I only know that it was taken by someone who recognized me. That was the curious part. But
you were never told this. But an artifact was stolen from our monastery but a week before you arrived.
I see.
Yes.
What did the artifact from the monastery look like?
Oh, it was an ancient old relic, known as the Sphere of Life. Supposedly it was the physical embodiment of the Circle of Life as a conduit. It had been inert for years. No one really believed that it was one of the original manifestations of the circles. But it went missing about a week before you arrived. To be honest with you, there were several that thought you might have been the thief and had returned to find other treasures under the guise of being a washed-up sailor. That, of course, was proven to be completely unfounded. But, yes.
This, I believe, was the artifact. I did get a look as it was passed from the Centaur priestess to the man who was dressed like a senator from this city, who rode away on a griffin.
Well, but didn't you say that it was Demlock who sent you? He's from the Circle of Death. He wouldn't have anything to do with the Sphere of Life.
Yes, that is an interesting coincidence.
There are 8 spheres in total. One for each of the circles. Life, death, logic, blood, and so on. I don't know where the others are. As I said, these are ancient relics that no one has really paid much attention to in the last, I would say, 1,000 years.
So maybe it was indeed from the Circle of Death, the one that I saw, not the Circle of Life. Very interesting.
It's very
All right.
unusual. That's certainly true.
This sounds like a complicated puzzle. Could you give me that prophecy again, sir?
Oh, I see Raj hasn't shared his fame. As far as we're concerned, you're looking at the center of a very large prophecy.
Yes. Just give me the paragraph.
Right. Well, when the jewel of the southern shore, lured by...
Is that capitalized?
Oh. Well, I never bothered to check.
Okay.
We only had a copy. The original exists in Delphinii.
Okay, so when the jewel of the southern shore.
Lured by the light of the star.
Okay.
Now, we thought that Raj was the jewel of the southern, because he's from Vashti, which is in the south, you see.
Okay.
Yes.
Next line.
Washes upon sands afar. And he was
They
shipwrecked.
did indeed wash upon the sands.
Exactly. And then the last line of the first paragraph is, will open life's very more. Will open
Thank
life's very more. You see, so we couldn't figure that one out particularly. Unfortunately, the rest of the prophecy is hidden. It's written on a phoenix skin, and so it combusts every 10 minutes. So you have to sort of work your way through it quite quickly, otherwise it burns up.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Well, it's always nice to meet someone who's quite studious. It's quite refreshing, as a matter of fact. I must admit your handwriting is rather expressive.
Oh, thank you. My father is Levon the Learned from Missopolis.
The very same who penned the treatise on centaurs and their greeting habits?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know his work very well. Why, as a matter of fact, he sort of gets onto his hands and knees and looks up at all of you. If I had a tail, Raj, I would currently be greeting you in a familial way, as per the centaurs. And then he sort of lifts his left hand in a sort of S shape. Remarkable work.
All right, so I cannot guarantee that I can get you out of here very quickly.
The guard leans over to you. You can take him as soon as you like, sir.
Oh, all right.
As long as you promise that he doesn't come back to the city and he doesn't talk to anyone on his way out.
I will please tell your lord that I will be responsible. I will keep him within my sight at all times.
He unlocks the gate. Out you go. Well, if that isn't the sign that the prophet has spoken and been given the keys to the universe so that he might save it, I don't know what is.
All right. Let us keep this prophecy talk to the minimum for the time being. Let's focus on the task at hand.
Right.
Remember how suspicious sailors are. They don't like hearing about things like this.
Oh, yeah. Good point. All right. Okay.
Superstitious.
And so you are given Zil into your custody. The other two, Deimos and Shefty, the corporal is showing you to the harbour. And are you going directly there? Are you following him?
Yeah, if he likes. We can head to the harbor.
Yeah.
Unless you want to head to the Sailor's Arm, Shifty.
The moment I heard that we get to name the ship, my eyes started glittering. I tug at Demos's legs, or the legs of his pants. I vote for Wrong Way. I want the ship to be called Wrong Way, because that way, if pirates see it, they say, "Oh, look, it's a ship. It's the wrong way." They will get confused all the time.
Oh, that's very literal. Yeah. Hey, we're calling it the Wrong Way. Go ahead and paint that on the back.
You really want to call your ship the Wrong Way, sir?
Yeah.
Do you not think that when you're coming into harbour, it might be a bit confusing?
Yeah, that's the downside to it. We'll ask the others before we do anything.
No, I like it. Let's call it the Wrong Way. I like calling it the Wrong Way.
Okay.
All right, sir. I'll make a note to tell the the painter the Wrong Way.
Because I just want to think about how that conversation has to go.
but have it spelled wrong.
No, we quit while we're ahead, little buddy.
Okay.
You arrive, and the ship is in quite good condition. She's very broad, as a matter of fact, much wider than a normal sloop would be, but still fairly graceful in her own way. She looks as if she's actually a converted river barge of some kind that's been upgraded into a sloop, which... don't one of you have sailor as your background?
I do, yeah.
Yes. So you're looking at it. Give me a history check very quickly.
Absolutely.
With proficiency if you don't have it.
I do. How does a 6 treat you?
A 6 says to you that this is a fantastic ship that's probably been newly commissioned and built just for the purposes of Kraken hunting.
Perfect.
Yep.
We're going to do well in this one. That Kraken's going down.
And the wrong way. Yep. It is.
Guy, I have background smuggler.
Your background is smuggler. Actually, yes. Give me a history check as well. Why don't you?
Ooh, neat. That would be 19.
This does look like, as a matter of fact, something that smugglers would have used. She's got a very shallow draft, which means that on the open seas, she's going to get thrown around like a little rag doll. So best to avoid going into the deep ocean in a thunderstorm. But she will be able to navigate rivers fairly successfully. And that large sail that she has, because she's a single lateen-sailed ship, so that's got big triangular sail, she would probably be able to get a certain amount of speed. Not as fast as a purpose-built sloop, but because of her particular configuration, she's probably quite maneuverable.
It could go quite close hauled.
Sorry, quite close?
Close hauled. If the wind comes from
Yeah.
say north, you could go up to
Yes, correct. She can
30 degrees.
absolutely.
That's pretty useful. That's a nice boat. Really, really nice. So it could also go navigate shallow waters.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, like rivers.
Yeah.
That's very useful. I used to bang my head against those things all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Let me.
And one time, a smuggler threw his anchor right through our roof. Very, very rude.
Okay. I'm going to leave you now with the captain of the ship. You have a good evening, then, he says, and he backs away quite quickly.
Bye.
Yeah. He needs a drink. He goes for a drink. So that's what he's doing. Then standing on the deck is a fairly rounded fellow. He's got a rather large moustache. He looks down at you. Ah, you must be our new owners. I am Captain Venidi. It's so nice to meet you. Why don't you come aboard this new ship and we can settle in, huh? Yeah, I'm talking to you
Did you
too.
say his name was Veniti?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something wrong with my name?
Nope. It caused a question in my head. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So you have been the captain of this ship for some time?
I'm the captain. Yes, captain I am, yes.
So with us being the new orders, wouldn't we be captains?
Yeah.
That's not how it totally works. We'd just be...
He walks down onto the docks next to you. Listen, I understand. You're the new owners, so this is your ship, yes. You want to be captain? That's okay. You want me to be the first officer? That's okay. But just between you and me and the crew, if you were to still call me the captain, and I was to say call you all the admirals or masters or owners, it would help the crew to adjust a bit better to the whole new situation.
How about I call you captain and you call me Shifty? because that's who I am.
Yeah, okay. That works for me. And what about you, big guy? He says, patting you on the shoulder. Are you?
You just call me Deimos. I'm good at helping with the carpentry, so if you need it, I'm good at that.
Oh, I will tell Molvar, unless you want to fire Molvar. He's not. You want his job? You want to be the bosun of the ship? Eh?
I'm good to be a bosun if need be, but what's wrong with him?
Nothing wrong with him. It's just it's extra salary you have to pay. That's all I'm saying. If you do it yourself, it's money saved. Huh?
I figure enough salary's been going down that we could use some giving jobs to folk that need it. So he's fine to stay where he is. We'll take the extra time.
See. Speaking of salaries, you do have salaries for the crew, huh?
Should be paid by
That's Raj's
what was his
business.
Yeah.
The ship is now.
Definitely.
Yeah, Lord Venatari, he sign over the ship to you, from what I'm told. You are the hunters of the Kraken, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, this is
Yep.
your ship now, so in 30 days, there is a small bill that will be presented to you as the owners.
Yeah,
This-
that should be fine.
Okay, everybody welcome aboard. Let's go. I was told there was 4.
Oh, they're coming in the morning. One probably tonight. One's going to be taking her sweet time coming in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, we're dripping in.
We shall wait. It's okay. It's your boat. You want to wait, you wait. You want to go, we go. It's as easy as that. Except we can't go right now because the tide is against us. But that's okay. We only leave in the morning.
Do you have paint?
What? We have some in the stores, yes, why?
We were told we get to name the ship.
Yeah. But that name you will have lodged with the dockmaster and he will have their people do it. They do a very nice job. Very nice. It's black with a little white outline on the edge. Very visible from all over the sea. It's very nice.
Oh, that is nice. I like that. That's
Yeah.
good. Shading.
It's very, he knows his job. He knows his job. Yeah. He leads you onto the ship. It's not big. It's not nearly as big as the brig that you guys were on earlier. But it's not bad either. I'll bring up a map once you have all arrived. Nonetheless, Mirren, Zil, and Raj, do you split apart with Raj going... Oh, Mirren, you heading back to the Cartographers Guild, is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my dinner,
Uh-huh.
finish. Now I'm gonna write a third letter to my father, and then I will check out at the front desk and just say, I guess I'm not staying the night. But do you have any extra parchment?
Yeah. Your departure, you said you were leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, but I gotta go somewhere and make sure shenanigans aren't. Yeah, I can leave tomorrow. How early does do the shops open?
Oh, eighth bell usually is when they open up. But if you're in a hurry, far be it for
Not
me to
really.
stand in cartography's way. I suppose I have a few sheets that I can...
No, I'll wait in the morning. I just got, I got the letters to finish. Can you arrange for their delivery?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I will prepare them in the usual way, and I'll check in with you in the morning, and we'll take care of that then.
Right. Good. Well, then, we're glad that you're staying. All right.
And the rest of the evening, I'll be writing the letters and packing
Yes.
up my stuff and
Lovely.
getting ready.
Raj, what are you doing?
Zil, we have one thing to do before we go to the ship. We must go to leave instructions with Alexei and Kinvar. Let them know of what are changed in plans.
There's a voice from behind you. Hey, there's the man, Raj. It's Daisha and her husband, the other tabaxi. So, it all went well, huh? You got the reward?
We have not yet received the reward. We have been given a mission, but it is very good news.
Oh,
The
yes?
payment is very large, and of course, as a business partner, I will be sharing with you.
In which case, then, how do we make sure that you can complete whatever this objective is? You've got to sail somewhere and give a talk.
Well, yes, I need to sail, but I need to return to the city to receive the payment. I am working for Venetaros himself.
You are working for the great lord of the city. This is
Yes.
interesting. Raj, perhaps then we should be your representatives here in Pythios. That way, if you have any letters or communications, you send them directly to us, rather than to some court official who might not necessarily hand it to the right people. We can then take it on your behalf.
That would be very, very agreeable. Yes.
When do you depart?
In the morning.
Where is your ship? You said you are sailing.
Yes, it is in the docks.
Do you know the name of this vessel?
We have not yet decided upon a name of the vessel. We were told we need to make a new name. I believe it is in dock number 8.
Cassidy will meet you tomorrow morning. We will have a small token for you. It will be useful, but we must go and fetch it now. What
All right.
about the Alexandrite? We could ship it to Vashti.
That would be wonderful. And also, you could let my father know that I am still alive and
Don't you worry.
working.
We will take care of it all. You go and, yes, we will see you in the morning. Well, Cassidy will see you in the morning. Good luck. They both disappear into the night. You,
Okay.
It's
Yes.
the most trustworthy people in the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you betcha. Oh, yeah.
All right, so back to where Alexi and
Right,
Kinvar
Kinvar is
staying.
staying. Yes.
Yes.
Alexi is there.
Alexi,
Yes.
I have a new mission for you.
Yes, sir, he says.
I need you to take care of Kinvar. Make sure he is well treated. I have to go on a mission in the sea, and I do not believe he would be comfortable on a boat for such a long time.
That's fair. Anything
fact-
specific I should do with Kinvar?
Well, it would be useful if you would take a job in the stables to where he will be, to look after him, make sure he is well treated,
I understand.
used. Yes.
It shall be done, sir. You can count on me.
All right. All right. Thank you. I will go and speak with him privately.
All right, Kinvar is in the stables.
Kinvar, my friend.
You've returned.
Yes. I need to travel by sea for a time.
Confounded oceans.
Yes, I do not think you would be comfortable, so I would like to know if you would like to stay here in the stables, or would you prefer a different arrangement?
To what land are you traveling?
We will be going to the lighthouse around the area. Actually, back in the direction where we first met, and a bit further by boat, because we need to investigate what has been happening in the
Say
sea.
no more. Very well.
If you are comfortable here. Alexei will take a job in the stables to make sure that your needs, your comfort is taken care of.
Do you expect to be gone long?
I cannot give you an honest answer, my friend.
Very well. The notion of staying cooped up here in these stables for more than a few days is, well, quite, it's not particularly what I had in mind. I'll take the boy out. He's very green behind the ears. We'll go and find something to do out in the fields outside of Pythios. We'll check back once a week until your return, if that is suitable for yourself.
That sounds wonderful. Wonderful.
Good. There might be a moment once you return where I am unable to communicate with you. It is merely the process that we go through. Once we've imprinted upon an individual, it takes time for us to shift back. I will need to imprint upon the boy if he is to learn how to swing a sword. His heart's in the right place. I don't suppose you have some coin for us. Leave it in my saddlebag.
I will leave. I have a couple hundred coins with me at the moment.
A boy of that age would know what to do with that sort of money. I would say 50 crowns should do it. That'll get him a sword and stabling for him when he needs it for a while, if that is what you're willing to part with.
That will be very good.
Very well, then. I wish you very safe journeys upon that wet, liquidy, watery stuff. I'm not entirely sure we were ever meant to go on it. If the great makers of the circles had wanted us to be in the sea, they would have made us cold, wet, and slimy like those fish things.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. I look forward to the time of our reunion.
Indeed. All right. You square away with Kinvar.
All right, Zil, let us go to the ship where we will be spending the next who knows how long.
Indeed. And so you make your way down to Dock 8, where you do indeed discover a ship. It is rather confusing, as the painter who is busy giving the ship its name has started TH on either side of the back of the ship. Shifty, what are you doing?
Was just saying, I don't want to impose this rather stupid name on the others. So I want to give
it's being
Raj
imposed. I will
and Mirren
proceed
a chance
if I have
to say veto.
Well, yes, you're shown to the ship, and the painter is shouting at the dockmaster, "Look, I've been doing this for 25 fucking years, and if you tell me one more fucking time that it's the fucking wrong way, I will brain you, you bastard! Let me get on with my fucking job, alright?" That's what he's busy screaming and shouting at the dockmaster. "Yes, I know, but it's the wrong way!" Anyway, that's going backwards and forwards, as
everything I hoped it would be.
As one might expect. Demo, so you were sort of on the bridge, just watching quietly as this chaos is.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of hanging over the back, kind of like just sitting on the poop, just going, well done. Just do it from the first way. You'll be fine down there.
That's what I was saying to him, but he said it was the wrong way.
Oh, no, it's just the name of it. The word's the wrong way.
He sort of scowls at the quartermaster or the dockmaster, who kind of gives you a nod. All right. I said it was going to cause trouble, he says as he drifts back along the dock. Raj, you're introduced to the ship's captain, Captain Venidi. Aha! It's Tabaxi. It's very good. Listen, your other business partners, they have already arrived before you, and they said it was perfectly fine if you are the captains of the ship, but you still call me the captain for electricity's sake. Huh? Is you are okay with that?
That is not a problem with me. I am not extremely educated in the ways of the sea.
Very good, very good, very good. This is all four of you now, eh? He says, looking at you
no,
and Syl.
No, we still have an elven maiden who will be joining us.
Ah, in the morning. Ah, yes. That's okay. It gives me time to fire someone. Okay, I'll be back.
Fire someone?
Yes, the ship does not have this much accommodation for 5 of you and also the regular crew. It's okay. I get rid of one of the lazy ones.
It's okay. Me and
moment-
the little one can bunk together.
I don't ask questions.
The
That's
moment the captain says he wants to fire someone, Shifty stands behind him, casting produce flame, with flames just in his hand.
Yeah.
That's it, and looks up at him. Who do you want to fire?
No, it's not. You know, he frantically looks at Deimos for help.
Fires multiple meanings. We've explained this before. You've seen someone get fired before. You've seen someone be on fire before. Don't torture the poor man.
I see. I mean, yes. I mean,
So we don't burn
no.
people we fire.
Don't put fire on a boat. You know this. You saw what happened.
I extinguish the flames again.
Okay. Right.
Tell me, Demos, my friend, do you have experience at sea?
Aye, I do. Oh, also, sorry, I never introduced myself properly. Good to meet you. I'll do like the Beastmaster handshake,
Ah, yes.
the arm clasp thing.
Roman salute.
Yeah, I've done work on sailing. Is there anything you need help with, or you?
It would be very useful to at least one of us know what is going on. I sometimes get carried away with the adventure, so I do not pay attention to important details. I am glad that you do.
Oh, I'm doing the opposite. I'm glad you're paying attention to the adventure. I'm just hoping for a good pay and that we don't all die.
Very well, very well.
The optimist of the bunch.
Being of the circle of life, I do prefer that our lives do continue.
Yeah, I'm not a circle or nothing, but I don't want to die. So yeah.
Very well, very well. So, what do you think of this ship that we will be traveling on? Is it?
Oh, it's perfect for Kraken hunting. I'm certain of that.
There she is.
One might say on a scale of 1 to 6, I'm a 6.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Your friend gonna be all right? Looks a little jittery.
Yes, he is just that way. No need to pay attention to him.
I'm not allowed to talk about certain things.
That's really disquieting and okay.
Why?
He will be spending, I think, much of his time below deck, working on his notes and papers.
Oh, this is the guy, the important guy said he shouldn't talk at all. I'm so glad he didn't say that about me.
Right.
Hi, I'm Shifty. What's your name?
Hello,
and-
Shifty. My name is Raj. Yes, I apologize. I almost did not see you there looking up at Demos. And you also have traveled the sea?
Yes.
Just gotta
What else
point at
would
him.
you travel?
He's a seabold. They live there.
Very interesting. Amazing things that I have seen on this. My second. This will be the second time in my life that I have been on a boat.
Ship.
Ship. Yes.
Deimos gives Shifty the kindest thank you expression on his face of thank you for remembering that it's a ship and not a boat.
Yeah, you explained the difference to me last time we were on a ship.
Yeah, a ship can hold a boat, but a boat can't hold a ship unless it's a toy.
And the sailor sometimes can't hold his water. I know.
There you go.
And a boat can always be ship shape, but a ship can never be boat shape. So there we go. The night passes as the conversations continue, unless there is something very specific what you want to do. Yes, Shifty.
The moment we have a quiet moment about the midnight, something
Yes,
like that,
somewhere around there.
I'd like to start looking for smuggling compartments.
Give me an investigate check.
Oh, natural 20.
Lovely. So as you're tapping around on this ship, you're in the lower hold. It only has a single lower hold. There's nothing more to it. She's quite empty, but you do discover that there is a good 10 foot by 10 foot space at the back of the ship that is unusually hollow.
Do I find a way to...
With a natural 20, absolutely.
I like that die. I gotta use that one more often.
Yeah, so you slip inside of it. It smells of fresh paint, probably because the ship was given a fresh coat. There's some vague scratchings on the inside, which you know as a smuggler are the number of times this ship and this particular secret hold has hidden cargo from patrols or from investigation. It's almost like a badge of honor. This ship seems to have done very, very well, except that the latest mark, the latest sort of scratching seems to be several months old. You suspect that this ship was confiscated by the city for smuggling, and that the original smugglers have no longer need of a ship. And so perhaps that's, well, I'll leave it at that in terms of how it ended up in your hands.
At least it didn't blow up.
That's true. There is that advantage. Yes, a non-blowy uppy boat is always preferable to the blowy up current. So there you are. The following morning, Murin, your supplies are delivered to you in terms of that sort of thing.
Yeah, what I buy is I buy paper and parchment and two healing potions.
There you go. That's all good. You can pick
On
up what
my
you need.
on my way to the ship, I try to find a shop that has a decent bottle of wine.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely fine. Easy enough.
How much?
It's up to you how much you want to spend. Wine is one of those wonderful liquids where it could be, a gold for a bottle or 20 or 30.
Eight gold is enough.
Sure, it's good quality. Good quality. Yeah.
And then I'll make my way to the dock
Sure
number
thing.
8.
Sure thing. Shifty?
The moment the sun is up, I'd
Yeah.
like to go and shop a few things.
Sure. If you need to shop, you can buy it, and then you can write it on
Like-
your character sheets. We'll pick it up because, yeah,
Okay.
it's
Got
all
it.
good. But everything's available in Pythios. It's a major trading center. So provided you have coin, whatever's in the PHB, you can pick it up for that particular
Good to know.
price. Yeah, Demos?
I'm good.
Oh, you good? Sorry, I thought you were saying something.
Oh, no, it was a grunt of agreement.
Aha. Very well. So it is that Mirren, eventually you are shown onto the ship that has been titled The Wrong Way.
The wrong way?
Yeah,
Who came up with that?
me.
Hey,
I see.
It's kind of funny because he actually wrote it both ways because they were fighting.
This is going to cause some confusion, you understand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
since you
kind of.
named it, I give him the bottle of wine. You might as well christen it then.
Oh, definitely. I pop it and start chugging.
No, no, no! You break it against the prow.
I'm not Elvish. Just keep chugging.
Whatever.
I will break the empty bottle against the back
What?
if I can.
The front? Yes, with pardon, says Captain Venedi.
You just like stop me like mid swing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just
Do what? Front? All right.
yes. And you must say, I christened thee the wrong way. Actually,
Perfect.
then maybe you should hit it at the back of the ship now that I think about it. It doesn't matter.
Doing it. He's doing it the wrong way.
Several of the
Anyway.
sailors make the sign of the circle of death. Some of them make the signs for the circle of life in desperate hope that this is not how the entire journey is going to take place.
Yeah, I'll walk to the front and stand there, and if I'm alone, I'll whisper an old prayer of my people, and then
Very well.
smash the bottle.
Everyone takes their hats off. There's a moment of silence. Okay, where are we going? Oh, great owners and payers of salaries, says the captain, turning to you all.
Actually, sorry.
Go towards the latest incident.
Yeah, the latest incident?
The Kraken.
Ah.
That's approximately 150 miles due east of Alamosi-Kala.
Mm-hmm.
That's very specific directions there. Okay, you sure? Yeah, okay, all right. Sure, yeah, good.
Show me to my quarters, please. Or someone show me to my quarters, please.
Yes, he calls Maru. Show the nice lady to her quarters. Nice lady, you do know that this is a sloop. It's not a very big ship, huh?
I don't care. I just want to see my quarters.
Yeah, okay, Maru, you show her the quarters. Maru looks at him and is like, why me? What did I do wrong? All right, come this way. He shows you to the back of the ship, which we have here, as a matter of fact. And what you come to the rather horrid realization is that the captain's quarters, or your quarters, happen to have a double bunk in it. And it is the same quarters that Deimos and Shifty would have had the pleasure of sleeping in. And there is also space for Raj. As you can see, it's not the biggest of rooms in the world, and so when all four of you are in it, it's kind of cozy.
I can work with this. Is there a desk?
Yes, there is a desk, and there are a few rather badly drawn and definitely out of date maps on the desk itself. Let me politely ask Shifty to go outside so you can see more of the room.
Aww.
And Raj can join him, and so can Deimos. But yes, there is a small desk with a captain's chair and a few charts as an old rusty sextant, and a sea chest at the head of the bunk bed itself.
Okay, I'll just go through those maps and
Sure thing.
make corrections.
Just take out the red quill.
You take out the red quill, not a problem. You start to sail out into the harbour. Your ship is completely alone. There are no ships sailing in or out. It is rather unusual. Captain Venedi says the same thing as much to you. Anyone who's near him, as a matter of fact, will be told. It's very quiet, eh? And so your journey starts as you make your way, and I will switch back to this map, as you make your way from the city of Pythios and slowly start to cross down the great Casefero Gulf until you can see the Eye of Gaios. That's the lighthouse that protects the Pythios Bay.
Weren't we going to stop there at some point? Wasn't there an idea to stop there to kind of check out why that light seemed to connect everything?
That was to stop at Alamosi-Kala, which is around still 200, 300, 400 miles away. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, the crew break out into these shanties as they heave and hoe and work the ship's little lateen sail. She makes good speed, and you notice that Captain Venedi does not take her too far away from the coastline. There's always at least a bit of blue mountain or hill on the far horizon on her port side as she continues down. This now translates into days of sea travel. The songs, after a while, yes, there's some great songs being fluttered around, low, and it does start to quieten down, though. As you round the Eye of Gaios, its light in the night is awfully lonely. Usually you would see the cabin lights of other ships anchored for safety at this time near Gorgio Bay, but now it's just darkness.
Captain, do you have a navigator aboard?
Yeah, I am me.
Okay. Show me how to use this sextant.
I see. You draw the line and this thing, and then you do the maths, and then you work out it's the 3 days plus 1 for every circle. He's not bad at it, but he's very shaky, and you reckon he's probably losing a day or 2 days to bad cartography and not reading the current charts properly.
Okay, well, I will use it and get him back on course and get a better bearing on how long it'll take us to go.
Lovely.
Where are we going?
You are going all
Raj?
the way to
Aramosikala.
Aramosikala.
So we're going to stop at Aramosikala first.
Well, your
Yes.
intended target is somewhere here where I've just put that marker down. But at the moment, you're at the Eye of Gaios.
Yeah.
We got a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so guys, where are we headed? I need to plot a course.
I believe that we should go for Aramosikala first.
I agree
Okay.
with that. Good idea.
Okay, Captain Paniti, where's the nearest port to Aramosikala?
That would be the port of Lavas on the Bido Islands. It's a little off course, but yeah, that is the closest one. Otherwise, in the refuge of Hekeos, there's a temple to life. It's a monastery, actually. We could stop there. What are you looking for exactly? We have 1 month's supplies aboard the ship. It should be enough for the ship there and back. No?
So where to? The port or the refuge? The monastery?
That is Zil's monastery, correct?
That's correct, yes.
We are that. The monastery is where my friend Zil comes from. They
So
do
we
not
should- So we
they
should go to Lavas?
give us too much new information.
Sorry.
Sorry, Shifty, what was that?
You said he comes from that refuge, so we should go to the other place?
All right, yes, I think if we want to stop before Eramosikala, then stop at Labas.
We should also consider staying in shallow waters.
Yes.
All right.
That is a very
Okay, the port it is. I will plot a course and I'll go in and start doing that.
Oh yeah, it's relatively easy, and so it will take you approximately 3 days. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it'll take you approximately 3 days of sailing on good winds to get there. Yes, Shifty.
While traveling, I'd like to stuff lots and lots of flour and carrot drops into pots and seal them with something flammable, like
Nice.
cloth dipped into.
There's tar on board the ship.
oil.
There's plenty of tar.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. So that's what you're
And
going to be
I'll-
doing.
And while I do that, I look up at Demas and I'll tell him, "You're gonna have lots of fun with that stuff."
Don't use too much of that flour. That's our food. All these sailors got to eat too.
I just bought that for this.
So you are making flower bombs. Mirren is recalculating the course, keeping the ship on track. Roger, you doing anything?
I will keep the spirits up by performing my music.
Ah, very good. And Demos?
I'll be kind of hanging near Raj. Like if I know Shifty's kind of got himself good and like he's not going to get like bothered by anybody for any reason.
Occasionally there's
I'll just kind of hang out and be introduced to this new person and kind of size him up.
All right. He's a pretty good musician hopefully. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so in that case then, I would like for Muren to please give us a survival check. As you start to do your calculations. Raj, you can give me a performance check if you so please. I will need... Give me an intelligence check, if you would please, Shifty. Because when one is making explosives, one has to make sure not to test them on oneself accidentally. And
it would be perfectly incorrect if he did.
Yes. And then, Demos, you can give me an investigate check if you please.
Sure.
9.
Oh, God. Okay, good. You get very sticky and covered in flour. 10. You discover Raj is not as exciting or as interesting as you initially thought and are distracted by other bits and pieces going on. What was your performance, Raj?
11.
Yep.
It's going up steadily.
There's a reason why you got bored of his performance. It was particularly normal. What was your survival check, Mirren?
Natural 20.
Okay, well, at least someone
Total
knows
of
what's going
22.
on. There you go. At least someone knows what's going on. So yes, there is a very sticky white seabold running around, leaving little white footprints everywhere.
I start making ghost sounds.
Yes, unfortunately, with that, you managed to make one of those clay jars that is actually viable at the moment. In your 3 days on a failed roll. So that's what you get. I now need everybody to please just roll me a d20 as you are sailing in the great wide open seas. Did anybody... Well, let's see. Mirren, what did you roll?
12.
Cadex, Shifty?
About 6.
Okay, Raj?
12.
And then Demos?
4.
Okay. Well, I also
I'm
rolled
going to
a
start
6.
using physical dice from now on.
Okay.
Online dice business, but I don't think they're working anymore.
I need real physics, not simulated physics. All right. So it is on the afternoon of the second day when your ship passes the wreckage of another vessel. It's mostly sunk and will probably be sunk in the space of 3 or 4 hours, you reckon? But for now, it's just slowly taking on water and sinking. There are at least 12 crewmen who call out and wave frantically at you for aid and assistance. Captain Venidi looks over at them, looks at you. It's so sad, eh?
Lower the boat.
We can't take all of them on. We don't have the food for that. We have enough food for exactly 1 month for 10 people. As it is, we are over by 1. If we
I got rations in my pack. I'll give mine to them. Don't worry.
We can
Yes,
always
agree.
drop them off at the port.
Yes.
That's true.
Okay.
Isn't there a code of the seas saying that whenever you see someone in trouble, you pick them up?
No.
I mean,
that's
we were
not a thing
picked
at
up.
all. It's better to be nice.
It's a guideline, really. There's another one that says if you don't share your food, you don't have to buy more later on, so you're saving money, huh? Which is also a pretty good thing to have. But that's fine.
Captain, this could be us.
I more than just being good people, we should ask them information about their attack, and anything we can learn would be very useful.
Also a very good point. Well said, Captain.
I thought we said that I was the captain and that you were going to be the owners of the ship.
Very true, Captain.
So very good. Okay, lower away the boats. We're being heroes.
All right, Captain Shifty, come with me.
I can with.
Also, want to dunk in the water, got all this flour off you.
Right. So you were washing the little ghost whilst everybody is.
I sneeze.
Yeah. The sailors are brought on board, and one of them presents himself to you. His name is Namrin. Not the captain. The captain was killed, unfortunately. But they succumbed to what they call the giant beast. Various accounts from all of the different sailors that you've saved, all of them are a giant tentacle that smelled like the bilges of a rotting whale slammed upon the deck and didn't seem to do very much. It just lay there for a while, and that broke the keel of the ship and caused it to start sinking.
I want to move them over to Mirren and just have them like tell Mirren exactly where they were,
Right.
how long this took, and so she can just kind of add this to the map.
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
I don't have the map. The senator has it, but I can.
You have the
reproduce
older
it.
chart, which you could start
Yeah.
to update. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
First, I find anyone who is still severely injured.
Yes.
Okay, how many of them are there?
Of the 12, not that many.
Yeah. How many are injured?
Oh, 4 of them.
Okay, I'll take the 2 worst injured ones.
Okay. Sure.
And cast my spell,
Nice.
Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll tell you what that. It doesn't matter. They get it.
They get it. That's perfectly fine. Especially because I'll give you guys the book to look at. I think most of you have it, the Nautical Campaigns, and you'll see that there's a way of healing using the ship stores anyway. So and it's the middle of the day. You'll get your spells back.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you restore them to their proper form and function. And the information that they give you reveals that the third Kraken attack, as far as you know, took place about 150 miles south of Aramosikala. Whereas
So we're starting to get a little triangle formed here.
the first one, this is the first, it's
Due
the
south?
second Kraken attack. This is the one that you guys were on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Raj's one is unknown because Raj was not part of the crew itself as to where he was attacked, but he did wash up on this green marker here. This blue marker here. So wherever he was attacked, he was able to wash through the refuge of Utherios and up onto that shore.
Maybe I can locate that position based on the charts and stuff. I'll work on that. I'll take their statements and add it to a spare chart
Sure thing.
and ask Raj about his attack and where he washed up, and then I'll reverse engineer it back to where he
You're going to
was.
try and look at the currents flow and see if you were a cat, how far would you wash up and that sort of thing. Sure thing. Absolutely. It's an interesting logic puzzle, and you certainly will be at that for the remainder of the voyage. The captain now asks you, so are we going to Lavas or are we going to Aramosikala? There is no settlement
Lavas.
at the lighthouse, eh?
Lavas.
The
Lavas,
first.
Captain.
I see.
Thank you, Captain.
And so the ship starts to hug the shore as you making your way towards the refuge of Utherios. It is the length of a day, and eventually the squat little town of Lavas presents itself to you. Mirren, you're still working on your tidal calculations because, of course, it depends on the date as to what tides were prevalent. So you've got the tide logbooks, and you're sort of referencing that. And Raj is... give me a wisdom check, Raj.
11.
Is Raj cooperating with Murin and she's asking questions of, do you remember how many days you'd been at sea and that sort of thing?
As best as he can.
Yes.
He does not know. His
Correct. So that's...
first time at sea.
Yes. It's like, how long have you been at sea for? A while. We got drunk. There was gaming. There was dice. We left Vashti. And so, yes, you're trying to put together this puzzle. But Lavas sits like a magnificent white skeleton on the sides of a cliff face. As a matter of fact, the entire city is built into the sides of the cliff with great whitewashed walls and these large pillars and piers that sink down into the ocean floor beneath it. The water is crystal clear, and you can see to the bottom great corals and schools of fish darting left, right, and centre. There are no ports available. There's no berths available because all of the ships are clustered around like this sort of strange collection of very terrified storks, all just floating in dock, trying to get as close to land as possible for a ship to get to. After a while, you can see that there's a dockmaster standing at the edge of the pier, and he's sort of pointing. He shouts, "You can anchor there!" And he points to a section of shallower water if you want to go aboard. Of course, the 12 survivors under Namrin are absolutely overjoyed that you have brought them back to Lavas.
Yeah, I'll direct to steer to the shallow water, lower anchor, and help the wounded ones who haven't been magically healed or still might be having a little tough time getting in the boat and
Lovely. No, that's
rage
perfect.
row them to shore.
Sure. They get
Oh,
ashore.
they're all healed up. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been 3 days.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I could have helped too in healing them.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely. They're in good spirits now that they have found land again. Are any of you going ashore?
I'll go ashore with them.
What I mean to say is, are any of you going ashore to do anything specific?
Yeah, I'll go ashore to get some supply if they have it. Stock
Sure.
up the food. I'll pay for it out of my own pocket because I'm the one who took them on.
Okay. That's certainly your call. That would be 75 gold pieces.
Paid up.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Raj, are you going ashore?
Raj would like to go ashore to see if there's been any stories in this town of the creature.
Okay. Shifty?
I'd like to do something similar to Raj, only I hop into the water and by casting Speak with Animals, I'd like to ask the fish in the water
All right.
about
Boom.
the Kraken.
All right. That's what you're doing. Murin?
I'm going with Raj.
You're going with Raj. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, perfect. So, Deimos, you're busy paying up for the supplies. And as a matter of fact, because of your willingness, do you tell the quartermaster that you're paying for this out of your own pocket?
No need to. He doesn't even
Alright.
know it if he doesn't want to. If he asks, I'll tell him, but it's not something I'm going to broadcast.
Well, he does ask, you're the quartermaster of the new ship.
Yeah.
Oh, you are? All right, that's fine. I've got extra supply here if you want. I'll give it to you for half price.
What's the total?
That would make the total 150. And that would give
Ain't
you
got
an
it.
extra...
Sorry, friend. Good deal, though.
How about 130?
Ain't got it. Don't you worry.
You got 75. What have you got over that?
10.
All right, I'll give it to you for 10.
Can I see it?
All right, it's here, great stuff. It's just sitting here, lad. None of the ships are sailing. I can't shock this stuff. It's literally going to be turned into shark chum if I don't manage to get it off somehow. If I can make 10, it at least pays for the barrels.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll take it in a haul.
All right.
What's been getting you grounded? The usual? The tales from the deep?
Aye, whatever this bloody thing is, it certainly shut down all of the shipping, I can tell you that much. But there's rumours. There are rumours that whatever it is dying.
What's been causing that rumor?
The account that those that have seen it, when it first started, a couple of weeks ago now, it seemed like it was fresh like. Only now it's all rotten and manky. So it sort of seems to be dying. That's the hope anyway. May the circles take it.
May they take it.
Nonetheless, we'll get you loaded up with all your new cargo.
Thank you. You gonna be all right?
Oh, aye. We'll survive one way or another. I'll start selling this lot off to the taverns and brothels and inns. They can barely keep up with all of these grounded sailors.
I bet. Sounds like the bank's having the best day of their life.
Well, let's just say we can't keep up with the rum because we can't bloody bring it in from land, can we?
There, if it comes to it, here, I'm about to piss off an entire ship. I'm gonna get the supplies and load them back and ask if they have an extra cask of rum.
Who the wrong way?
Our ship. Yeah, the wrong way. If they have a store.
Yeah, Venedig looks at you. Yeah, we got the 2 weeks worth of rum.
Okay. I'm gonna need a quarter of it.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, okay, it's your ship, but
Yeah.
he comes up. You're a sailor. You are asking the man to go in to fight this dying creature. There needs to be lots of rum aboard the ship.
Or someone they can get behind without needing to be drunk.
Yeah, this is true. It's your
I
orders,
figure
eh?
it's
It's okay.
Also, the food's refilled, so they'll be fine.
All right, you have a quarter of it with you. I'll come back to you. Raj and Murin, you are heading into town, just asking that sort of thing. Anything specific?
I think we should go to the harbor master first.
Yes.
What do you say?
Harbor Master and then the Adventurers Guild.
All right.
The Adventurers Guild?
I am a member.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
So the Harbour Masters Guild, the Harbour Master, I should say, is there. He looks you up and down. He looks like a man who has nothing to do. And so sits in his little creaky office at the base of the docks, looks up. You can't book passage off of Levas. There's no ships going. There's no point in trying.
No, good sir, we are not looking for passage. We are looking for news of the sea.
Oh, yeah?
What has happened recently?
It's closed.
Yes. But what sightings have there been of the creature?
Oh, you know about that, do you? Well, he puts this chart down on the table in front of you.
Ooh, I'm looking.
Yes. It's not a bad chart, as a matter of fact, just on casual glance. And effectively, from about 10 miles off of the coast of Aramasikala, out into the Aram Sea. So from Aramasikala out to where this first Kraken attack, or second Kraken attack was reported. And in this basic area, the sort of circular zone as far down as the third Kraken attack, you guys have got the furthest southern recording. There have been attacks in this entire range here, but nothing further than about 150 miles away from Aramosikala.
Okay, I'm going to take all those headings. How
Sure
many more headings are there?
There are easily 20.
Okay, I'll take them all down.
Okay.
And I've got a notebook with me,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can take them down.
Perfect.
And I'll compliment him on his chart here.
Well, let's work with the captains coming in. But rumour has it Pythios is sending relief a great warship filled with heroes from the Heroes Guild. They're going to slay this, whatever this is.
Interesting story, yes.
What's you done with the harbour master, unless you've had more questions?
I just kind of look at Raj, give him a knowing look.
How far north from Aramosi Kala have there been sightings?
The furthest north is just here off of the coast of Aramos. Not too far north, as a matter of fact.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, good sir. You've been very helpful.
There was a rumour that someone saw it in Madassa Bay, if you'll believe that. But it wasn't a confirmed sighting, and it wasn't a captain who was reporting it, so we dismissed it as lunatics.
Well, nonetheless, this is good information.
Shifty, where were you heading?
Like I said, I'd want to hop into the sea.
Oh, yes,
just
and
off the
speak
boat
to the
and
fish. That's
Yep.
right. What do you
That's what I'm
ask?
waiting for. I want to hear the fish questions.
What do you ask a passing parrotfish that's idly gnawing on the coral around the bay?
Hi, little fella. It's been some time to call someone else little, but say, there are rumors about a kraken. Do you know what a kraken is? Like a big, mean octopus. Really big, really mean. And I'd like to know what you know about it.
The parrotfish looks at you, its hard, single-beaked mouth opening and closing as it breathes quietly, contemplating your question. Its bright blue eyes fix upon you as best they can, being on either side of its head, allows it to not look particularly straightforward, but it does its very best. And very slowly, it says, like the one behind you. And we'll be back next week as the adventure continues.
Yes.
So thanks for playing, everybody. Thank you for watching, everybody. Yes, we got to sailing, so there we are. We have now reached Aramos. Well, we've reached Lavas anyway, but that's where we are. So we'll be back next week for more of this as the plot thickens. Does it? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Anyway, it's something that I have been doing with the previous groups, the other groups that I have been doing, and I thought that we should start it, although I'm not entirely sure if today is the best day to start it on. But very, very, very briefly, and I mean this very, very, very briefly, what was your favourite moment from today's session? They're only an hour and a half long, and today's session was one of those get the ball rolling kind of sessions, so there wasn't a huge amount going on. What did you like? Let's start with you, Brian. What did you like about today's session?
I like that Kinvar had a much better suggestion of where to go.
Oh, trusted Kinvar and Alexis. Yes, we'll see them again one day. I'm sure. Shifty.
I liked that we finally got to do a little bit more together.
Yes.
And the other moment that I just loved was between the quartermaster and someone from the ship about naming the ship.
Yes, that name is.
That was great.
I can't wait for you guys to start slipping up on it as well, especially when you're giving directions to each other. I think that should be quite a lot of fun.
I never expected that it would be accepted by the others.
Yes, well, Boaty McBoatface is also a name that no one ever expected. There's lots of things we don't expect in these modern times, eh? Anyway, so there we are. Mirren, did you have a favourite moment from today?
Well, I was quite pleased to see how many attacks were charted in Lavas.
Right.
And I can't wait to get that on the chart I have on the ship,
Yeah.
which that's what I'll call it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Demos, any highlights from you today?
Oh, easily 2. 1, messing with Marin. That was really fun for me. I enjoyed the crap out of that. And 2, the line, "Far be it from me to stand in cartography's way." Favorite line I've ever heard. The fanciest sentence I think it's ever been said. And for a moment, I noticed that it seemed like Marin and the other cartography guy were doing this weird, nerdy flirting, like, "Love your maps." And I had this kind of vote of going, is this going to be a thing? Please make this a thing. I want to see a love story that starts with someone like Marin. Nice maps.
I like your ink. Yep. There we go. Absolutely. All right, folks. That's it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go
Another
for
thing
it.
I really liked was the cliffhanger. That's really mean.
Wow.
Yeah, what's your next character going to be, Shifty?
Yeah.
You got your backup ready?
I will next week.
Yeah. No, it's well, we'll see what happens. For those of you that stay around for the post-game discussion, I will be back in 5 minutes as soon as I've got a fresh cup of coffee. But to all of you who have watched thus far, thank you for your comments. Although there was something else going on in the chat, I'm not entirely sure what was happening there. I couldn't keep my whole attention on it. But yes, we will see you in 5 minutes if you stay for the after game show. To all of my wonderful players, thank you guys for being here, and we will see you all again next week, same time, same place, same channel. Till then, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Wow, I'm out of shot there. Good grief. Let's just do that a little bit. And so hopefully you can all hear me. I think you can. Look why it's so red today. I was out in the sun. So. Oh, I'm so excited. This just arrived for me today. Let me show you. It's my lectern bookstand thingy. And so I can put it here. And then I've got all my notes just there. And I can look at that. I thought that was lovely. Anyway. All right. Let's jump into today's episode. I must confess that I was being a bad GM today, and I let's just do that. I had forgotten what it is like to play a game that isn't on a timer. And so as a result, I was trying to push the pace along faster than I should have been. And so for me, I feel that I let everybody down in today's game because I was trying to push them to get on the boat, let's get into the story, rather than relaxing into it and letting them find each other and discuss and learn about each other. And I think that that's a cue that I missed. I realized it once I had missed it. I was like, oh, you idiot. Yeah, Deimos was reaching out to try and understand Raj a bit more because they haven't had any kind of bonding time together. My plan was that this adventure is their bonding time. But Deimos and the player was trying to reach out to make that happen. And because I was rushing, I wasn't giving them time to do that. So I think that the lesson learned from today is that I don't have to rush. It's not like I've said there's 12 episodes. This is ongoing until such time that people can't play anymore, or there's a major shift or a change, or there's no longer any interest. So there is no deadline as to when this must finish. So I don't know if any of you noticed that there was the sort of push. And I got quite short when they said, oh, I want to go shopping. It's like, yes, just buy whatever it is that you want to buy. I don't care. Just let's move on. And I didn't have that kind of worry when I was doing the other shows, because I realize now all of my previous players have had lots of experience with timed games. So they know that they literally say, oh, I'm going to go shopping, but I'll write down what I buy. And then that's it. They don't have to go into it any further. So it was an interesting reminder for myself to pull back. And I am sweating like a dog in London. So the next time someone says England is cold, you can tell them that you have personally seen that they are a liar. It is super hot here. And so that's not kind of helping. Yeah, so exactly, Captain Prices. It did feel as if it was kind of empty because there wasn't space there. Laura, you are a liar. You are a liar. Does your mother know that you are a liar? Anyway, you had to wear a hat, a stylish. I had to wear a hat today as well. It was a peak cap to keep the sun out of my face so I didn't get sunburned. Anyway, so there you are. Right, so yes. Do Dragonborn exist in Braxia? We're not in Braxia, we're in Utherios. And sure, if there needed to be Dragonborn in Utherios, why not? Let's add them in. Let's add them in. Yeah, so see, Dragon has been to London when it was over 30. It was 29 degrees today. 29 degrees, that's nuts. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the weather or my complaining. So yes, it seemed one person annoyed you more than the others. We learned from our mistakes. No, Jeff Williams, I wouldn't say that there was any one person who annoyed me. And if it came across like that, then I think that is more a case of that just happened to be the person that I lashed out at. So, you know, and that's not the right thing to do either. So yes, this was definitely a case of I should have, I also think the reason is because I spent the afternoon making maps for the adventure, and I was really excited for them to get to those maps and to start that whole thing. That I was kind of going, oh, well, we don't need to go, but we do need to go through all of that stuff, and sometimes I forget. So there you go. There's a very strong and specific thing. So there you are. What's the weather like on the boat? Well, it's going to be hot. It's going to be very hot and uncomfortable. So that they have to suffer just as I do. All right. If you do have any questions about tonight's game, just remember to ask the word question in front of your text so that I can see it popping out nice and clearly on the screen. But if not, what are my plans for next week? Well, I needed a cliffhanger. I needed something to get the guys a little bit engaged more than just the investigation that they're doing. I love the fact that Mirren and Raj are trying to plot out these attacks and things, and so that they can work out all of these options and that sort of thing. That's really cool, and I appreciate them sort of getting excited about those kinds of locations. The idea of the tentacle behind Shifty is to kick it up, to make it a little bit more real, so that it's definitely more kind of present. And then next week, I am hoping, although I will obviously have slowed myself down. If they go to the lighthouse, I have the lighthouse map. I have built that map. Like I said, it was an interesting challenge. One lighthouse looks very much like another, and then you start researching lighthouses, and they're actually quite remarkable in their archaeological design and their historical design. But yes, so if they go to the lighthouse, they will encounter stuff happening at the lighthouse. If they sail out into the wide blue sea, their ship, their little sloop, is armed with one ballista. A single ballista, which is okay, admittedly doing 4d10 damage, I think. But that's not a huge amount of damage against a giant kraken, whether it is living or dying or otherwise. It will still be an interesting one. So I haven't got a map for that. Now, based on what I'm seeing, they may go to Aramosa Kala. They may go to Aramosa Kala, the lighthouse. But they also may not. They might just go straight for the kraken, depending on how they react to what is behind Shifty. Now, what is behind Shifty? So, again, if you want to watch next week's episode and be surprised, this contains spoilers, right? So this contains spoilers. It is a piece of the Kraken. It's not the entire Kraken. It's not going to... It's going to be doing something cool. I'm not going to let you in on that, because I think we'll keep something for next week. But it's a piece of the Kraken, and it's going to hopefully help them get a little bit more insight. Now, there was, and I don't know how much of this Raj is going to share with people. And it's going to be interesting, because Brian is transitioning from working with himself to now working with a party. And that does take a bit of a mind shift. I also need to give them time to work this through. So the tentacle is there to jog Raj's memory. He learned a lot of stuff in today's episode. He learned about the fact that the life artifact had been stolen from the temple of the monastery that he was rescued in a few weeks before he arrived. Now, if you remember way back when, that was the very first original adventure plan that they were going to blame him for stealing it, which I abandoned because I thought we were having enough fun anyway. So I thought, well, let's just ratchet this up, because he's been at a bit of a loss for this individual who knows him and who doesn't know him and all that kind of stuff. If you were part of the group that wrote the prophecy, or if you watched those prophecy videos that I did where we were writing the prophecy, in the future there is a thing that will cause the senator to know who Raj is, but not at the moment. Tillen Silvermoon says, are you going to crush them with the lighthouse? If you watch the episodes of Great GM next week, because I recorded it this morning, as a matter of fact, I share my other campaigns that I'm running at the moment. And lighthouses have been quite deadly recently. Yes, a Kraken Lich, Grizzles asks, it's an interesting one, but a Kraken Lich, or a Licha Kraken, or a Krakelich really is what it would be, I suppose. I did that for Ghost of Saltmarsh, so I'm not going to do another Krakelich, at least not for another few years. So yeah, it's been summoned by the power of the life and death spheres being used, or primarily just the life sphere, as a matter of fact, not the death sphere, because he didn't have that at this stage. So the life sphere has brought this thing back to life, and now it's losing that energy, so it's going to die. So that's what that tentacle is it's to show that this process is happening, so that hopefully what happens is Raj starts to go, okay, well, hang on a moment, these spheres are being stolen and these things are being used to do certain things with. Whether he links the sphere of life to this or not, I'm not sure, but they are going to learn something when they go to the lighthouse. And the lighthouse will reveal that there is a very unique artifact that's been abandoned in there. So when they get to the lighthouse, they're not going to find a big bad. They will find a little minion who is operating the lighthouse and whose responsibility has been to disrupt the shipping lanes. But, their goal was not actually to disrupt the shipping lanes. Their goal was to test the sphere of life. And the test has proven successful. So, I have to do a map for this undead Kraken battle, which I think could be quite fun. I will give the players, if they don't have it, nautical campaigns so that they can read up on ships battles, because I do want them to be involved if they do go in to fight that Kraken. So that could be interesting. Jeff Williams says, how many contingency plans do you have? I don't have any contingency plans. In terms of, if they go to the lighthouse, I've got the lighthouse map. If they go into the big blue ocean to find the Kraken, they can go and fight the Kraken. I don't have a problem with that. I think, when you talk about contingency plans and that sort of thing, poor old Shifty was trying to make his flour bombs, because flour is very, very explosive, mainly because of the fine particulates. So Shifty was trying to make a flour bomb, but he didn't succeed on his roll. So he didn't succeed in making any. Or he made one, I think. So he's got that. I'll say that probably does 1d10 damage, I would say. But, we'll have to see. So, I don't know if I need too many other contingency plans. They do seem... I certainly think of... When I look at the different player types, you've got Murin, who is very methodical, very, very goal-oriented. And I kind of think that she's a bit of a bloodhound, which when you think about the way that Raj is he's pretty focused too. So with the two of them, I think they're going to stick on the path. They will, once they know the scent they need to go in, they'll settle their affairs and then they will go in that direction. So I like that. I must admit, even though I felt it was slowing stuff down, is they both stuck to what they had planned to do. I will go and have dinner at the Cartography Guild, and I will go and write my letters. It's great role-playing. It really is great role-playing. And I don't think you see that when you have a limited run. If you're going to do 12 episodes, characters generally, they might do it once or twice, but it won't be a consistent sort of thing. So I like that. I like the fact that Raj went off to go and get rid of Alexei. So clearly he didn't like the kid. And you go, yeah, okay, well, there we go. Goodbye, Alexei, but I'm taking Kinvar with him. My plan, by the way, is that in their hour of need, Alexei, now a full-blown paladin, will come riding in and save the day. It's a seed. It is something that has been in the game for long enough now that I feel that if they go to Aramosi Kala and they fight and they nearly die, he won't come through then. But in a couple months' time, I think that if they need Alexei, then Kinvar took him, they fought some bandits, he leveled up, they did some more, he leveled up, he did this, he did that. I think that could be quite fun. So Grizzle says, what level will Alexei be? He will be whatever level he needs to be to save the party at that particular time. It is now effectively a get out of jail free card, which I will use once, and then he will be done. He will either die whilst doing it, or I think that could be quite poetic, as a matter of fact. If he has to sacrifice himself to save Raj, it could be a very poignant, very sad moment. I have now finished doing what I said I would do. Something like that. I mean, that could be quite fun. Or he certainly won't join the party because that's not on the cards. I think between them they're strong enough for that. So I think it's now about getting Raj and I think Raj and Murin are already starting to gel. It's now about getting Demnos and Raj to gel, and to get Shifty involved in there as well. And I think, you know, Shifty is a powder keg in terms of wanting to do cool stuff and wanting to be disruptive. I'm not sure, though, and I will raise this with the player as well, I'm not sure if that fits necessarily with the group. And I don't mean that it irritates the rest of the group, but Raj is... I don't think you'd ever accuse Raj of being... I would say someone who is prone to humor. He's very straightforward. He's very goal-oriented. Murin is goal-oriented. She's definitely straightforward. Sorry, Deimos. You see what happens. It's too hot. It's too hot. They're both very goal-oriented. And Deimos is very much a... I think he will follow. I don't think he will not follow. He is very much goaded on by Shifty, which could be an interesting dynamic. He is the one element that we need to look at, because he put his foot down. He's like, no, the ship is called the wrong way. And I like the fact that Murin responded in that way, but that the player was having fun with it, and it wasn't the player going, no, that's ridiculous, guys, come on, let's refocus. It was Murin responding in that way. And then I like the fact that she handled it by calling it the ship rather than something along those other lines. So I think Shifty, we need to look at Shifty, because I don't want him to end up being the running gag. And one of the ways that I can do that for Shifty is to give him an adventure where he is the hero and he's in his element rather than being out of his element. You know, giving him a good adventure next, I think, after this Kraken, or even in this Kraken incident. He's now the first point of contact with this tentacle, so I could do it that way. But I'll speak to the player first and see what they want to do. They might not want. They might enjoy being the oddball and the unstable element. Again, it's just a case of saying, okay, well, as long as they don't feel that they have to do that, rather than it's something that they want to do. There's a balance. There's always a balance. So there you go. Okay. Right. So, big thank you to Laura Burns. I don't know if Laura's still in chat, but big thank you to Laura for jumping on board and moderating and posting links and all that kind of stuff. So thank you, Laura. Thank you for that. We'll chat about more stuff if you want. Whatchamacallits, emotes, and all that kind of stuff. I'm awful with that. I must admit, I'm absolutely awful with it. I think I'm of the older generation where I will watch Twitch streams, and if I feel like I have to say something, I'll say it, but I don't get the whole emotes and that sort of thing. And anyway, with YouTube's new change, we may very well have to choose a channel to broadcast the show on. So will it be Twitch? Will it be YouTube? I suspect it will be Twitch and then uploaded to YouTube. Because as of the 23rd of September, I believe it's the 23rd of September, all streams on YouTube will have to be scheduled. You can't just stream live. And because we stream to both YouTube and to Twitch, we would have to then schedule every single stream, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But at the same time, I need to do more investigation into terms of what happens if you miss your streaming window, and by how much. can you miss it? You know, if we start late and that sort of thing, and to see how Restream interfaces with it, because I mean that's what we do. Is we use Restream, and that sends to both Twitch and to YouTube. Now with this YouTube, you have to schedule everything. Again, we only got 2 shows that we stream on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So the benefit, to be perfectly frank with you, the benefits are that on Twitch we generally see a lot more interaction. So the Twitchers usually chat more, because I think that's the platform for it. Whereas the YouTubers are watching the show and occasionally will pass a comment. That's neither here nor there. But for me, if I'm streaming, I would rather stream to Twitch, because that's the medium, and then upload the video to YouTube later on for consumption after the fact, basically. Anyway, it is something that we're looking into, because obviously we've got to look into it for ourselves, but we're also looking at it for Dungeon Fog, because they do a show as well, and all of our shows moving forward. So yeah, just something in the background that is coming, and I can understand why YouTube is doing it. If they can work out when the loads are going to be on their servers for people streaming live, it is a cost saver, and it's an allocation saver, and all that kind of stuff. I would hate to be part of that team going, well, there's 12,000 live streams happening on a Tuesday at this time in this country and in this country and in that country. I suspect that's what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong and there's another reason for it, but that is what I think is going on. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's it from me tonight, folks. I don't know why I'm so red tonight. It's weird. You will also have better earnings from Twitch as well, to be frank, says Laura Bones. It's an interesting one, Laura. It's an interesting one. You know, I mean, obviously, because I do this full time, earnings is definitely something that one wants to protect. And there was some commentary about earlier on about what happened to Save or Dice. Why did Save or Dice go one or the other? You know, why did they leave YouTube and go straight onto Twitch? Yes, the Twitch subscriptions do generate income, but the viewing on YouTube generates income just as much. And over the long haul, there are more viewings on YouTube than there are on Twitch, certainly for us. And that's a passive income over months or years. I mean, some people, I believe, still watch Bacon Battalion, which we released now 5 or 6 years ago. So anyway, folks, this is all behind the scenes on the first world problems of a Twitcher or a streamer or whatever you want to call us. It's an interesting one, and we're monitoring it all, and we will let you know, though, don't worry, before it suddenly just disappears one way or another. We will let you know where the show is, so you can jump in. And I have to say, I really do appreciate you guys coming through, and I do try and watch the comments sometimes. Sometimes I try and build in a comment or two into the live game, just so you know that I do care, and I do see that you guys are there. So yes, we will see you this coming Saturday, where we'll do more creative writing. We're gonna do that. We're gonna talk some stuff as usual. I can't think of anything specific along those lines, but it should be fun. So we'll see you guys then, if I haven't melted. And until we do see you, I wish you and yours all the very happiest of gaming.